I want to welcome everybody. It's lovely to see you all here again. A lot of familiar faces and some new ones, which is very exciting. My name's Lisa Hanson, and I originally co-founded Worldwide Rally for Freedom with Teen in 2021 after we sort of really wanted to stand up. Teen wanted to stand up for her grandchildren. I wanted to stand up for my children, and we decided to come across to the bridge and wake this town up, which is what has happened. Just recently, 8 weeks ago, I actually joined the CCP parade to Canberra with Jodie Lowe, and it was a bringing together of many groups of people trying to create remedy for what we're facing. We all know it's what we're facing is not great, and we've got to band together and we've got to do this together. So going down to Canberra, I did a 7,000k trip with myself, my mum who's in her 70s, my dog, and I actually kidnapped one of our members, Jason, wherever you are, put your hand up, and threw him in the car as well. And it lasted 11 days and it was -3 in Canberra. So I was really happy to come home to Mackay. But what I discovered on that trip was every group came together, all under the same banner, all under the same reason that we're all fighting together, and it absolutely moved me. So I'd had it in my heart to wanted to create some kind of network for quite a while now, for about 12 months, and that cemented it. So when I got home and we were given a challenge to bring the community together, do something in your own community, we did I've created a Queensland Freedom Network, which we held a bit of a thing here last weekend with all the groups coming and trying to give information to promote each group to give remedy for you guys. So if you're looking for something to do or you're wanting to push back, it gave you, each group has a different idea on what they can do and you can use that. The spirit in which I created the Queensland Freedom Network was to bring community together, to provide support and remedy to the trials we all face. There's not a soul on earth right now not being affected in some way by an agenda designed to separate, impoverish and enslave every single one of us and our kids and our grandkids. If you are a proud Aussie with enough courage to stand and protect your family, your community and your country, then you have the courage to do so boldly. Speak to your friends, your neighbours, your workmates. Enough of this being afraid to speak out, because you know what? It's becoming the point where there's more of us than those that are asleep. So don't be scared. You'd be surprised. I've started speaking up at work, and I tell you what, there's people I actually thought were totally asleep, and they're not, and I'm just so happy. But until you have those conversations, you're not going to know. You're not going to know who's with you. All Australians, all of you here gathered today, you know, we're all here today in an attempt to forge a way forward for all Australians. There's no divisiveness. There's none of that rubbish with us. We're Aussies. We're all Aussies. You know, whether you came here, your grandfather came here, or your great-grandfather came here, or you've come here recently, if you see yourself as an Aussie, then stand here proudly as an Aussie with everyone around you. The freedom community groups I invited last week have all endured many trials and tribulations the past 5 years. While many people were still asleep, there's been these groups that have been pushing forward, poking, prodding, what works, what doesn't work. It's a way of pushing to find out what we can achieve and, you know, what we can go forward with. They did all this with while seeking to find remedy to the ever-quickening decline of our freedoms, our human rights and our Aussie way of life. Each group has a different path, but yet all seek the same destination, a better future for us all. Now, if you have a look there are call flutes all around. Yep, Jason's holding one up here. You'll see QR codes. Now, I hate QR codes, but this takes you straight to the groups. Jace? You've got Anti-Corruption Academy. You've got the Corruption Whistleblower newspaper, which are here for $5. The Light newspaper, Australia, which I do Central Queensland. They're all free. Please take what you like. I've got from issue 8 right to issue 19. They are free. They will wake up your friends, your family, your co-workers. Everything that we've been up against is in those papers. So please come and help yourself. I do not want to put those back in my car. You've got Commonwealth Custodians. You've got, did I say Anti-Corruption Academy? You've got TASA. You've got Know Your Rights Group. I've also sticky taped to the front of these two posts. There's others on there as well. If you want information, you want platforms where you can go to educate yourself, because when someone at work wakes up and they ask you, because they knew you were awake, you need to be able to talk to them and explain to them what they've missed. You got to catch them up. That's what these platforms are for. Get on to Worldwide Rally for Freedom. Obviously, if you're all here, I would say you're all on there, so that's how you knew how to get here today. Platforms like that, this is where you get your information. Educate yourself so that when you are questioned, you need to be able to give people remedy and answer and be able to send them somewhere. Last weekend, we had the Corruption Whistleblower newspaper, Donna and Pete here. They were hoping to hold their grand jury indictment, were unable to. But as you can see here, it's a very large document. It's a legal document, and they're holding to account all the people that have colluded to corrupt and injure and do everything to us in the last 5 years. These people are being indicted. There is hundreds on there. If you're wanting to participate, you can go to any of those QR codes where it says Corruption Whistleblower, and you can actually do it online. You can watch the videos and you can download the information and do it online. So if you go to www.corruptionwhistleblower.com and click on Grand Jury, join in. When we went down on that trip to Canberra, we went to Magna Carta Place and we held a grand jury down there. We had 90 of us were jurors. We stood there, we listened to the information, all the evidence, and we stood and we signed. So you can do it online. Just simply take a photo or log on to the Corruption Whistleblower newspaper. And people say, well, what happens to it then? It's actually going to the ICC, the International Criminal Court. So get on board, guys. It would be nice to have hundreds of thousands of these. That way we have hundreds of thousands of jurors. Every one of us, an Aussie, that we the people say no. And it's en masse that we're going to make a difference. People are wanting to know what they can do, what they can join. For example, Young Australians Against Mass Immigration. You know, there's the QR code. We need to get young people on board. You know, we just can't rely on just all the people who are retired, and we're tired. We need everybody on board. Everybody needs to jump in and help now. There's a worldwide petition to free Wilfred Wrong. These witness statement. If you want information to show your friends and family and wake them up, give them one of these. It's got all the QR codes of what's going down and why we need to hold these people to account. I've got hundreds and hundreds of those up here. Come and help yourself. Okay. I also just wanted to show people today. When I was marching, I flew down, Jason and I flew down, or many of us actually flew down for the 31st, the big march 2 weeks ago. Now, we had our red flags and we had our blue flags turned upside down, and the guy marching beside me said, "Mate, quickly, I've got zip ties. If you want to, we can fix it now. We can turn it up the right way." And I'm like, "Mate, it is the right way. And he couldn't understand it, and I had to explain it to him. While we're marching and singing, I had to explain it to him. I said there's several levels of, I guess, people that have educated themselves in our history. Now, back in 1901, 1903, I think they bring out the blue ensign and the red ensign flag. Now, the blue ensign was reserved for official government use. That's the government flag, right? Whereas the red ensign was the version most Australians flew. The Anzacs fought under it, especially flown by civilians. They had it up in the schools, the merchant navy. For decades, it was the flag you'd see outside shops, homes and schools. That's why we flag it. That's why we fly it now. That is the original Aussie flag. In 1953, our Prime Minister Robert Menzies brought in the Flags Act, 1953, officially confirmed the blue ensign as the Australian national flag, in which case, for generations, we just thought that was the one. And that was the one. And then he asked me, so that's why we fly the red flag. That's the people's flag. That's what we fought under. He said, so why have you got the blue one upside down? And I explained, well, that's an international symbol for distress. Back in the naval days, if a ship was being attacked by pirates or they needed help in some way, they would turn their flag upside down, and any other ships, in the distance would know that they needed help. So you've seen in previous rallies where I've flown the flag upside down on the bridge here. That's because we are in distress. This country's in distress. Our kids are in distress. Our grandkids are in distress. Guys, our country needs us, all right? So we need to stand tall, all as one people. No more of this fighting and this and that. 2 weeks ago when they did the march, it was for mass immigration. We're not against immigrants. Every white person here is an immigrant. My family came from Europe, so that made me, my grandparents, so that makes me an immigrant. It wasn't against immigrants. It was against mass immigration. It's against taking what we've paid our taxes for, what we've and our grandparents have worked hard for us, and we've got people living in cars. We've got people living under the bridge. That's not okay. You look after your own first. You house your own first. Then you help outside. If you're going to choose between your own child and a child down the street, you look after your child first. You make sure your child's got food. Then you help the child down the street. It's not being greedy, it's just the way it is. If you don't look after your own, then we will not have us. We need us. All, as Teen said, one people supporting and helping each other. So no more division, no more this racism rubbish. That's not what Aussies are all about. That's the opposite to what we're all about. This is a multicultural country. And everyone here, there's not one person here that wouldn't talk and help every person beside them. And I'm proud of that, and I want to keep that going. So please do something. Don't just leave here today, march and leave here today and just wait for the next march. I've got the pictures, I've got the QR codes on the signs there. Join a group. Turn up here on a Saturday, 10 a.m. every Saturday. Find out what you can do, please. Inform yourself, educate yourself so that you can educate those around you. Because if we don't do this, nothing's going to change. If we march today and we just go home and we don't do anything, nothing's going to change. We'll have another march, we'll have another march. We need to wake people up. We need to educate ourselves as to how to fight back. Because they're not scared of us. But you know what? They bloody should be. Because we're waking up. People are waking up. So get your support network around you. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Because you know what? We're not going anywhere. We're never backing down. What have we always said, team? This is the hill
we die on.
This is the hill we're willing to die on. Righto, you guys ready to go? Hang on. Hang on.